Hi guys, it's Mary, Flip Your Dog, Hard Left Yogi, right? So what the Chaturanga? Chaturanga is one of the most challenging poses in a yoga class, not only to do, but to teach as an instructor. Basically, most people, unless they've practiced yoga for a while, need to come to their knees for Chaturanga. It is not a military push-up, so your elbows are not going out. It is considered more what I would call a tricep push-up because everything stays really close. I got these little T-Rex arms going on, right? So the arms are not coming up underneath us and they're not going out. Our hands are placed so that they are as wide as our shoulders, which happens to be wider than your hips, right? Hands are shoulder distance apart. Index fingers are at 12 o'clock, sometimes middle fingers if you're really open and strong in the shoulder, right? And so when we are in our plank pose, imagine this is plank pose, I'm literally just bending my elbows and moving from the shoulders so that the arms come back here at a 90 degrees. So look where my hands are. My hands are way back here, right? So when I land on the floor from my Chaturanga, I don't want my hands up here, right? So that means that when I lowered down, I lowered like this, rather than the right way to do it is like this, because that enables you then to push into your up dog, right? Because your hands should be way back here. So for most people, doing the Chaturanga is difficult just because of the mechanics. You might be strong enough to do it, but you haven't told the muscles in order what they should be doing because you haven't done it before. So I recommend most students drop to their knees. Also, it works your core more if you're on your knees for your Chaturanga because the point between your hands and now your knees is shorter and it's all concentrated in your abs. Whereas if you're on your hands and your toes in plank position, as you lower through what's called a Chaturanga, there's more points along the body to support that or to break in the energy. What do I mean? So from hand to foot, I can start to drop my hips, which makes my Chaturanga heavy, or I can stick my butt up and that makes my Chaturanga heavy. Either I'm like digging my face into the mat or my hips are dragging me down, right? So we're coming to this plank posture where we're nice and strong, abs are engaged, and most people, when we come into this Chaturanga, we have to shift forward a little to get those elbows to come back and to come into that crocodile before we go in to our up dogs. Notice how far back my hands are. What I see is most people set up their plank pose a little too long. Their hands are way forward because it's easier to friction out between your hands and your feet in plank. But then you have nowhere to go and no strength because the arms have no ability to hold body weight when they go out like this or when they go here. This is just not strong. You can feel the difference by taking your hands like this along your sides and pushing your hands forward compared to like pushing your hands forward here. You'll feel just even pushing air is not the same, right? So dropping to your knees will let that core hold you up as you lower down, and then you can train the arms to be more precise as they come along the sides of the body. Another thing that I see students do is they drop their head when they're in plank pose and they're lowering. And so this 8 to 12 pound bowling ball doubles in weight for every inch forward it drops. And so it's actually pulling you down, right? So this is what I see. And then you have like the whole upper mechanics of the shoulders don't work when the head is rolled forward like that. It's almost like doing a cat stretch and trying to bend your elbows at the same time. Another thing that I see students do is take their chin way forward. Same rule. You'll have more strength and more momentum, but this, dude, we walk around like this all the time. Why do your chaturangas like this? Right? So basically what a chaturanga is doing is as I'm lowering down, this is all tricep. Like my triceps are holding this posture. And then as I straighten my arms and arc my back for my up dog, that's biceps, right? So as we go through these postures, really think like back of the arm, front of the arm, right? So that's your kind of rule with chaturanga. If you have a heart or you're just getting to be on your toes or you want to really feel a good quality chaturanga, I recommend grabbing a block, getting super friendly with it, and really like put it up in your inner thighs, right? Away from that pelvic floor, right? So we're going to bring our hands into plank. Why do I put it up so high? Because I want you to feel the base of your pelvis try to pull away from the block, not up to the ceiling, but up to the base of your heart as you squeeze the block. Once that happens, now you're one unit from head to toe, and then the poses become so much lighter to work with because it's as though now my toes are a pivot point and my body is working on a lever system. So try it from your knees for a while. Make sure that when you're lowering down that those elbows are coming along the sides, and basically old school cueing, nipples and fingertips line up. Now I know some people's nipples are higher than others, but basic rule. All right guys, Hard Left Yogi, Mary Benham, Flip Your Dog. If you follow us on Facebook or YouTube, subscribe. Thanks guys, bye.